Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to talk about the Lightbringer event. So this is the event that's going on right now. There's one big thing I want to point out. We're going to step through kind of all the different pieces here, look through the shop, look through the dungeons, look through the quests, and kind of talk about the event for a few minutes. Starting off, if we look at the dungeons, these are pretty straightforward. I think you won't have to worry too much about difficulty level. This should be relatively straightforward to go through. You can get the tokens for both of these characters, and if you do the 50 energy version, then you'll get a lot more of the currency. So it's just a way, if you've got a ton of stamina and not a lot of time, you can run this one a couple times and not have any issues. Wouldn't quick loot it. You're going to use a lot of quick loot keys unless you've got just tons of those. More on that in a few minutes. If we go to the quests, there's not too much really notable here either. So you get another good rune in terms of an attack rune. Here you've got the attack and also targetable only by taunt or provoke. So these are nice to have. It's a little bit, maybe if you've got this on someone that's attack based, you don't want to get, you don't want them to be hit. This could be a good rune for you. A lot of what I'm looking for are more defensive based runes right now. I feel like there's tons and tons of attack based runes. It's not that hard to come by, so not a huge benefit for me. I'm not even sure if it'll go on my team, but it is nice to get more of these coming in. If we're looking at the quests, most of these have been pretty straightforward, pretty explanatory. Try to get through each of the day's quests in that day so you can get your event currency up and then get some of that, get those threshold rewards. So that's kind of a big piece. You want to get those threshold rewards. You can get character tokens, but also you'll, I think, almost always get some portal, some of the heroic summons. So I think the last day I got something like 4 of them. I've gotten as many as 10 or so from a given day. So it's nice to go through there and make sure that every day you're hitting pretty high numbers, 50, 60, 1,000 event currency. It seems like it's always pretty much the same range. Could be 65, could be 70, but somewhere in that range, and you'll get some pretty good threshold rewards. I do want to ask the community if you guys know if it's published anywhere where the rewards come out for the threshold that you meet. I'm wondering if this is just compared to everyone that participated, but I haven't seen any information on what you could get if you get higher amount of the event currency. So question to you guys, if you know that that's published somewhere, that's out on their website, it's Facebook, something like that, please let me know. I'll direct everybody else to it. It would be really helpful. I know I've missed a few where my son got a great reward because he happened to only really play a lot on the 3rd day, and so we had a lot of quests left over, and he was able to get very high numbers, and I missed out on some of that stuff. To that end, I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional now on spreading out my quests. So if there's some things it's hard to avoid, but if you can spread those out a little bit more, because quite a few of these, they're not day by day released, and so if you use them all up at once, then your next 3 or 4 days, you're not going to hit very high numbers, and you won't get as high of a threshold reward. But that whole system, there's still some mystery to it, to me. I'm hoping to learn some more about it, in terms of if there's any way to predict how much you need to get to that next level. And I'm talking about the mailbox reward, the one that says threshold. Okay, so all of these are pretty straightforward. You can see I've already gone through a lot of them, some of it unintentionally just as I'm running through stuff. But the big thing I want to mention is here in the shop. So we've got, again, these very high cost runes. If you could get to them, that would be great. Without spending any other currency or something, I'm not getting to these numbers. Usually I finish the event something like an average of 65,000 event currency each day. It might be even lagging a little bit from there, but somewhere, so that I finish up somewhere around the 250,000 event currency range. Maybe as high as 300, but I'm not getting nearly to 500. If we go through here, there's obviously some good heroes you can get tokens for. Lorelei would be top on my list out of the ones that are available here. But if we go all the way to the end and you see loot keys, it's something, my loot key level, I kind of started out after some of the campaign stuff, after coming back to the game. I think I hit as high as 15 or 1600 loot keys just from they had some campaign, I think especially adventures, that paid out tons and tons of loot keys, but now my loot keys are dropping down, and most of these events have a pretty bad or just unfavorable exchange rate with loot keys. I've seen some of these that were 10,000 event currency for 5 loot keys. You know, you don't want to throw it away in that kind of a situation, but here, 100 loot keys for 10,000 event currency, I'll probably exclusively get loot keys with this one. And I would say anybody else, when this comes back around, you know, I think we'll have four more events and we'll see this event again or something like that. Or at least that's my prediction. It's been maybe 6 events ago, something like that. We've had this event not too long ago, and I think it's likely that we had this loot key benefit then as well. But this is a great time to load up on loot keys. I don't know that any of the rest of it is critical for me. It would be great to get some more Lorelei tokens, but I just think it's not nearly as valuable. Loot keys, for me, that keeps me from kind of burnout, from getting too much of this. If I ran out of loot keys, it would be really hard to dump the kind of time to just run all these levels, or I'd have to spend gems on it. I don't want to spend gems, so this is going to be the place. If I can get probably, again, something like 250,000 currency of the event currency, then I can get 2,500 loot keys. And that will last me a long, long time. So that's where my currency is going to be going, probably almost exclusively in loot keys, unless it gets just like stupid high, and then maybe some Lorelei tokens, but probably all loot keys. And that's pretty much it. I've got some good videos coming out soon on Celestial Evos and the progress I made there. I think I've mentioned in other videos I've got almost, I think something like 7 or 8 characters that have gotten fully ascended in the last month about. So I've had a lot of good luck with Celestials, or a good strategy to get a lot of Celestial Evos, and that's worked out really well. Looking forward to sharing that with you guys. That's it for now. We should have some more good stuff coming out soon. Please subscribe, like the video, and especially put in some comments. It's great to hear from you guys, to hear what you're thinking about, to hear what kind of issues or what are you enjoying, what are you having struggles with. Having a lot of fun with the game. Hope you guys are too. We'll talk to you soon.